what is NLP and how can it help you grow your business? Well, this is a question that I've been asked quite a lot recently. And what is NLP? What is this NLP thing that people talk about it all the time? And how can it help business owners grow to the next level? And I've been asked this, I guess it on podcasts and all kinds of things answering this question. And the reason I think this question is coming up more and more is because NLP is forever growing in popularity with business owners, high performers, coaches, even elite athletes, speakers, prominent figures, and it's due to its results driven nature. Now, if you're in business, I'm sure you can appreciate the challenges that you face on a day to day business. Now, depending on the size of your business and how long your business has been running, I often see some common problems or common challenges that people have. And it could be things like anxiety. So, some of the businesses that I work with have really fast growth. And when you have fast growth, sometimes you've got things that are underlying that come up when you're in a fast growth environment. So fears and things. And I've had, business owners that have got, turning over a couple $1 million that are telling me that they're waking up in the middle of the night having anxiety attacks, or they're pulling over their van on the side of the road during the day and just like having an anxiety attack and not answering their phone. So there's high levels of uncertainty in business. People can be taking risks. There's a financial investment, or making sure that you're creating enough income for yourself, being visible, sometimes being the face of the business. All those kinds of things can create anxiety. I see imposter syndrome. All those fears, or I'm not good enough, or who am I to think that I can do this, or who will want to buy from me? Those kinds of problems, they can pop up. Also, getting results. If someone's working as a coach or a practitioner or a therapist, how do I really help my clients create positive change and follow instructions and get them to change their behaviors and motivate them to take action? Because often, you'll be trained in one specific area of understanding, health, or whatever it is that you're helping people with, their physical health, their whatever it might be. And but there's other areas of like, okay, I know what they need to do, but I can't get them to do that thing. So how do we help people create that kind of positive change? And certainly in coaching, is a big thing that people are like, oh, okay, one of the fears I see come up in coaches is like, will I be able to get my clients to get the kind of results that I want them to be able to have? Also, I see people having issues in business of where they're like, how do I keep myself focused and motivated while I'm still working a job while I grow my business? Because often people are transitioning from a job into a business. So how do I go from one thing to the other and keep myself focused and motivated and in that positive state that this is going to happen? People that have bigger businesses, I see them having issues with how do I manage my staff when they've got personal issues and, they're not coming in, or they're distracted, or they're not very productive. So how do I help my staff to be more focused and productive? How do I communicate my message in a way that my ideal client or my staff can feel supported and understood? I hear that one quite a lot. Or, sometimes I'm working with really high performing CEOs and general managers that like, they want to know, how do I get the thoughts out of my head and make them actionable and delegate tasks so I'm more productive? And there might be, they're right at the top of that business, so they don't feel like they want to download any of that stuff to anyone else within the business. So they need an external kind of sounding board. So these are all some of the issues that I see with people that I use NLP to help them so that they can grow their business to the next level. And I'm super passionate about this topic because I love championing micro businesses, small business, and even medium-sized businesses here in Australia. And I currently work with a variety of businesses, from solo entrepreneurs to $20+ million brands. And they all have issues in one way or another. And I've taught people how to navigate or coach through these different kinds of issues. And it's something, like I said, I'm really, really passionate about. So I'm going to break down exactly what is NLP and how can it help you grow your business to the next level. Now, let's start with understanding what NLP is. Okay, NLP, these three letters, NLP. And NLP is essentially a modality that was created in the 70s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder as a way of modeling successful therapists and understanding how people create positive results within themselves so they can be replicated. And it's been successfully used ever since to help people in the areas of health, education, personal development, coaching, relationships, business. And so it covers a wide variety of contexts. And the reason that is because NLP looks at the structure of human behavior, the structure of communication and human behavior. And when you're in business, it's all about people. It's all about people. And I'll get more into that in a moment. But essentially, NLP stands for neuro-linguistic programming. So neuro being the mind and the nervous system and how we use our five senses. So visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory, or essentially how we see, how we hear, how we feel, how we smell, how we taste, to receive information from the environment around us. Okay, so we receive information from the environment around us, what people say, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, all of those things through our five senses. And then linguistic is language. So that's language that's both verbal and non-verbal communication that we use to label our experience, essentially. So we receive this information and then we label it. So we create pictures and sounds and feelings and smells and tastes, and also our self-talk. So the words that we say to ourselves. And then programming is the repeated programs and strategies that we use to consistently create the outcomes we have in our life in any context. Okay, so you have specific programs and strategies for how you get up in the morning, how you go about a sales call, how you get dressed, how you go to sleep, how you fall in love, how you make new relationships, all those kinds of things. Every single thing has some kind of program or strategy to it. So essentially, NLP is a study and a set of techniques for language, behavior, and creating positive change. Okay, and there's two main ways that I use NLP to help my clients grow their businesses to the next level. And I've been using NLP myself now, both for myself personally and in my business for 8 years. And by learning NLP and using NLP, I've completely transformed my parenting, my personal relationships, my career. Like I now have a successful business doing what I love, my health. I'm in the best health I've ever been in my life. Every area of life I've used NLP for myself personally, which has helped me then to elevate myself as a person, which is how my business has grown. It's how I went from being, a part-time single mom working in an accounts role to being able to grow a six-figure coaching and training business that I get to operate from home, helping people change their lives and, loving what I do. So there's two main ways that I use NLP to help my clients grow their businesses to the next level. And the first one is I teach NLP practitioner training. So this is teaching people the skills of NLP so that they can use them for themselves, so they can coach themselves, but also so that they can enhance their own coaching and communication skills. So learning NLP enhances your coaching and communication skills so you can be more influential as a coach and a leader. And it also gives you a deep dive into your own personal development. And so, the important thing to know is that when you learn NLP, well, especially if you learn it with me, I'm not talking about if you just go and watch something online or if you read a book, but when you learn NLP, when I teach NLP, it isn't just about listening to me or watching some information or reading books. There's that in it, but it's an experiential process where you learn how your own mind works and apply the techniques to create positive change within yourself in a real life situation. So when people come to learn NLP, it's like a full immersive personal development seminar. It's like a coaching program on steroids. It's massive. It's such a hugely transformational process that I get people to take a picture of themselves, like a selfie on the first day they come to this training, and then another one on the last day of the training, so they can see the difference in themselves. Because when you create internal transformation, it shows up on your face. Like, that sounds incredible, but it's absolutely true. When you're holding on to stress and all kinds of limiting beliefs and negative emotions, it sits in the muscles. It sits in your muscles. It sits in your body. This is the mind-body connection. And when you release it, there's a shift. You look more glowing. You look younger. You look like you have more energy. You look more relaxed. It's completely transformational. So people who attend NLP practitioner training learn how to focus their thinking. They learn how to eliminate procrastination. They learn how to set goals and achieve them. They release old emotional baggage. So like old emotions from the past, like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, all those kinds of things. Limited thinking and beliefs that hold them back. So people have limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough, or I can't be a business owner, or I can't grow my business, or I can't make X amount of money, or whatever limited thinking that they have that's preventing them from going to the next level. They get to shift all of that. So you want to remember that as a business owner, your business will only grow to the extent of your own mindset and what you believe to be possible. And this is what I teach in NLP. So learning NLP allows you to expand your vision and upgrade your identity, because you won't consistently outperform your own self-identity. And so how do you change your identity? Well, what is your identity? It's made up of your values, your beliefs, your memories with whatever emotions they've got attached to them, all of your decisions, language, all of that kind of stuff creates your identity. Well, with NLP, you learn how to shift anything that's in your identity that's not serving you. Okay, so then you upgrade your identity, you upgrade your results in business. And you also gain a very, very deep understanding of how other people think. And we get to realize that not everybody thinks the same as you do. And how do we understand how other people think? Well, there's lots of ways. There's things that we can read about people. For example, the directions their eyes move will tell you a lot about people. The specific words that they use. We learn a lot about language. What motivates people and how to communicate in a way that increases your ability to influence people in a positive way. Okay, including how to create win-win situations in sales and how to market to your ideal audience. We go deeply into language and communication because in business, you need to know how to communicate effectively. As a coach or a practitioner or a therapist, NLP gives you it enhances your existing skills to give you that extra edge that you need to help your clients create positive outcomes. So I often teach NLP to people who have already got other types of qualifications. They might have already done a life coaching course. They might have already done a counseling course. They might already be a naturopath or nutritionist or a PT or a massage therapist, an iridologist. I work with other types of therapists like speech pathologists, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, and of course, mindset coaches, life coaches, leadership coaches, and people that want to be coaches but haven't done any training yet as well. NLP helps all of those people learn the skills to create really positive client outcomes. And like I said, it enhances anything else that you've ever learned because it gives you the ability to understand how people process things in their mind. How do you speak to them in a way that influences them to follow what you know they need to do to create that change, whether that be in their, because you're coaching them or you're helping them with their health, whatever that might be. So it helps, learning NLP helps you grow your business because you'll get much better results with your clients. I've got clients like naturopaths and nutritionists that have told me that since learning NLP and hypnosis, it's been a complete game changer for them because their clients get such better outcomes because they're able to work with their motivation and change how they think. And so, of course, when you're helping clients get much greater outcomes, they become raving fans and they refer other people to you and you grow your reputation. So one of the things that has been a big part of me growing my business is my reputation for getting results. And in fact, I've won quite a few business awards for the results that I get. And so that means that more people want to work with me, which is great. And it's great for me because I love getting people really great results. So learning NLP has got a huge amount of ways that helps you grow your business. Like I said, it's either enhancing your skills, creating more skills or more ways that you can help people, so you can create additional income by the ways that you can help people, but also upgrading your own identity and your way that you communicate so that you're more influential. You become better at sales, you become better at marketing, you become better at strategic thinking. Okay, so all of those ways NLP helps when you learn it. Now, the second way that I use NLP to help businesses grow is by providing NLP coaching to my clients. So that's either through my private coaching program. So I've got my private coaching program, Elevate, is for NLP master practitioners that are serious about developing their coaching skills and helping a lot of people in growing a business. So in that, I work with them in helping them master their coaching skills, but also help them. I coach them around any blocks that they have around their own visibility or what they're launching or any limiting beliefs that they have. And, it's always really interesting because the further you go in business, the more you grow, the more levels you go, the more stuff that you find to work on. So people that are, at a high level and they're working, they've got a business that's been going for a few years and they're making six figures, they still have obstacles that come up. And they've got there because they've got great NLP skills and they coach themselves, but sometimes they need someone outside of, their own mind who can see outside the box to really help them unpack and shift stuff. So I use NLP very successfully in that way. I also use NLP coaching with larger businesses. So I've got some businesses that I work with that I coach the CEO or the founder or the owner or the general manager, and really to help them shift their identity as they're growing their business. So they might be growing from a 6-figure to a 7-figure or an 8 to 9-figure business, and there's things that come up in there. So there might be anxiety. There might be things that they need to manage with their personal life and family, and challenges around managing their time. Or sometimes it's around unpacking their future goals and plans, or even being a sounding board that is separate from their business. So, when I work with these people, they're often very high performing individuals who think very fast. They're very strategic. They're big picture thinkers. And, they're so fast thinking sometimes that they need someone else to help them unpack their mind. And sometimes it's not appropriate to do that within your own business, because if you're at the top, you need someone outside of that you can be vulnerable with. And so this is where I work with owners of businesses, CEOs, general managers. And then often with these businesses, I also provide coaching to their staff who might have personal issues interfering with their work performance. So they might be having an issue with their relationship, or some other kind of family issue, or depression or anxiety themselves that might be interfering their performance, in that they might be having too much time off or not as productive while they're at work. So then when I coach these people, so they have access to get coaching with me through their business, then or through the company that they work for, then they get their problems shifted really quickly. They return to work operating at a higher level. And then from there, the business has got greater ability to grow because their staff are growing, their staff are evolving. I also teach teams NLP skills so that they can enhance their performance. Okay, when I've worked working with practitioners that are learning and therapists that are learning NLP, so it will enhance what they do in their business. I've taught NLP as well to some of the general managers of these companies so that they can communicate better with the staff in the business. So it's all of these different ways you can use NLP. It's really about helping people have greater communication skills, enhanced emotional intelligence, better problem solving skills, better relationship building skills, and essentially a better way of being able to focus their thoughts and their energy to be aligned with the outcomes that they want to create. And when you help people do that, then, business just works better. Okay. It's getting greater results. And then there's greater growth that happens. So by focusing on the mindset of the leaders and as well giving the staff the support that they need, then they're able to actualize their goals and their plans and the growth that they want to achieve. Because your business, well, ultimately everything in business when it comes to success is only limited by the people who are either running that business, working in that business, or getting results from that business. And it comes down to the quality of their thoughts, their communication, the relationships that they have with each other, their clients, their behaviors, their ability to plan, to focus, analyze, and follow through with actions that will create growth in their business. And that's why NLP is so powerful as a tool to help you grow your business. When you understand how people process information, when you understand how people make decisions, how people communicate differently, the role of how our emotions play on our outcomes, really thinking about this, because NLP, like I said, it's a lot to do with how we receive information from the environment around us, then how we process that information, the effect that it has on our emotional state, the effect that it has our physiology has on our state and what we think about. All of those things together affect our outcomes. So when you understand how to use those in an effective way and to make that a clear channel of information that you receive in and process and then act upon, you become very, very effective. And anything's possible. Anything's possible. This is why high performers, really successful business owners, all the best coaches, they all have these skills. They all have these skills. So what area do you feel you need the help of NLP in getting your business to the next level? Is it in improving your coaching and communication skills to increase your client success and achieving positive results so that, that turns into more happy clients, more people buying from you, more referrals? Or is it in improving your coaching and communication skills so that you can work more effectively with your team and that people are getting along better and that information flows through your business more smoothly? Is it that you need NLP to work on your own personal development, to gain confidence and focus and align your life and identity with a new level of success? You'd be able to shift how you see yourself. Or maybe you need NLP to help overcome any limited thinking that you have when it comes to money, sales, marketing, being the face of your business, what's even possible. If you think about your money goals, what do you think is possible? Are you someone who thinks $100,000 a year is out of your reach? I did once. There was once I'd never made $100,000. I didn't know how I'd make $100,000. I'd never even had a job pay me $100,000. But even when I didn't believe it was true, I held it, and using NLP, I was able to create that. Okay, and then, continue to grow from there. But it has to starts with your thinking, understanding how to create these outcomes for yourself. Do you need NLP skills because you need to provide your staff with support to improve their productivity and enhance their performance in the workplace? This is one of the things that I'm seeing now in NLP coaching, especially for the businesses that I work with, is that, the old EAP or employee assistance programs, sometimes people are finding that they're not as effective. So they want something that is fast and that it works. That's why I get called into some of these businesses so that, their staff get help that actually works and makes them more effective and helps them grow. So that's NLP. NLP and how it can help you grow your business. And watch out for my next episodes coming up. I'm going to talk a lot more about timeline therapy, which is another really powerful tool that is getting searched a whole lot now. And people are contacting me saying they're specifically looking for timeline therapy. It's another modality that I use a lot. It's very powerful. It's been a big part of my own transformation. It goes hand in hand with NLP. And I'll talk about that in the next episode.